Hey there. What I know is that if you're already selling and using WooCommerce to do regular e-commerce on your WordPress site, and then you decide you want to add a membership component, you'll go often running to look at all the different membership plugins that are out there, wondering which one you're going to have to add. And then you'll ask the question, how does it integrate with WooCommerce? Because like me, you don't want your customers to have two logins. You don't want them to have to jump back and forth between whatever you're doing in your e-commerce shop for checkout as it relates to WooCommerce, and then have a different checkout process when they're buying a membership. You don't want them to have two different account pages or to deal with billing differently. And you don't even know what will happen if you install WooCommerce and another membership plugin, and all of a sudden both want to use the account settings or account or shop or pay or cart pages, and all of a sudden you start seeing collisions, right? So you're left with the question, how do I build a membership site using WooCommerce, right? How can I do this? Is it possible? And the answer is it is possible. And I'm going to show you some of the tools that I use to do that. So what you can see is that we've set up, I've just installed WooCommerce 2.1. It's the latest version of WooCommerce. And I have already activated it. The moment I activated it, it asked me whether or not I wanted it to do the setup for me, which I said yes to. So it's also installed some pages. And if you haven't been to WooCommerce or haven't used or looked at WooCommerce in the recent editions, particularly in the 2.0 and 2.1, then you may be surprised to see some of the updates that they've made, particularly as it comes in when I come into WooCommerce and I go to my settings. You notice there's less tabs, right? So they've cleaned some things up. Of course, what they still do is set up my base location in the UK, which, since I'm in the US, means I have to change it right away. I also don't want to sell things in pounds, so I'm going to change that. And everything else should be about the same. So I'm going to hit save there, and that's just the default adjustment to a new site, right? To make sure that this piece is set. Now, because I'm going to show you about a membership site stuff, I'm going to go to shipping and just make sure that I have really no shipping that's enabled, right? Because it's not what we're going to be doing. We're going to be looking at memberships. So I don't have to worry about shipping. And in this case, because I'm in California, even if I were doing ebooks, I would not have to worry about charging or collecting tax. So I'm making sure there's no tax issues there. So tax is not an issue, shipping is not an issue. So right off the bat, some of the basics are cleaned up to make this a little simpler. Now, of course, I still have to install a payment gateway, but there's a whole bunch of different extensions I'm going to use to make this happen. So let's head over there now. I'm going to walk over to plugins and hit add new. Now, I will tell you this, right? These extensions aren't free. You do have to spend some money to get the extensions configured to be able to use this. Now, some parts of it are free. WooCommerce, for example, is free. And the first plugin I upload is also free. It's called Groups. And so we'll come in here and get the latest one. And the Groups extension is an extension that lets me, if you've ever used Members by Justin Tadlock, which gives you low-level access to features and be able to say, this group has this right or this group has this right. Well, Groups is a very similar plugin to that. But this one happens to have a extension that was created that integrates groups with WooCommerce. Now you're going to notice here, all I have activated is WooCommerce and groups, but I'm going to need a few more. So one of the ones I was just telling you about is the connector between those two. So we're going to come take a look because somewhere in here I have the groups WooCommerce extension, right? You'll also notice the Stripe gateway, which we're going to use in just a second, but we'll install this first. And each time I do it, I hit activate. When I do the activate, I can see and make sure that this is what I'm looking for. You'll notice that it wants me to install the updater plugin. This is what allows us to install our license keys and keep all of these plugins activated as well as updated, right? So every time someone publishes a new change to these extensions, I obviously want the latest versions. and the license key helps me do that, right? So I think I have that as well. So we'll go take a look. It has changed its name recently. It's now the Updater, right? It used to be called Helper or something like that. So we will activate that as well. And you'll notice that what that does, that gives us immediately a message and a link to activate my licenses. It will also give me inside of my dashboard link here in the navigation, you'll see that I have the WooThemes helper. And every time I add another WooThemes product, whether it's a theme or an extension, you'll notice that I can place the keys here. Now, I should highlight, these products will work, right? You just won't get updates without that license key. So obviously it makes good sense to put in your license keys when you get it. So we're going to come back. We've added, where are we? Going back to our plugins, and you'll notice that we have now installed the core of what we need to be able to have not only WooCommerce and its WooThemes helper, but we've installed groups and groups for WooCommerce. This is the core part of what lets us do a membership or content protection in WooCommerce. So we've done the main part, right? Groups and groups WooCommerce. Groups is free. Groups WooCommerce has a fee. WooCommerce is free and the helper is free. So we've only bought one extension so far, but we're going to add two more, both of which have price. The first one we're going to add is our payment gateway. Now you could use PayPal, or you could use many others. I can tell you there's a lot of good reasons why I like Stripe over PayPal, but that's a whole nother discussion. So I'm going to come over here and add my gateway. And I'm only doing this because I'm walking you through how I go about doing this and how these things get configured. The reality is I'm not going to configure my gateway because I'm not going to charge you any money right now to walk you through this. And I want to add one more paid extension, and that is the extension that allows me to charge a recurring fee, right? That is called subscriptions. So we're going to see it right here. So this is why I explain to people and say, well, it's possible to do it, but you're going to need a few extensions. You're going to need to know how to configure these things to make them all talk to each other, just to make sure that you're getting the kind of experience that you want. I'm going to tell you about one more extension that I like a lot. I will tell you this right now. Right now, we have everything we need to build a membership site on WooCommerce, right? We have WooCommerce itself. Groups and the connector give us the ability to define rights to protect content. The payment gateway allows us to charge for that, and subscriptions as an extension allows us to charge in a recurring fashion. So every month or every quarter or every year, you can define that. This is everything you need. But here's the thing, right? When you're building a membership site, one of the things you want to be able to do is make sure that people come back. You want to make sure that people have the opportunity to, or the reason to come back and leverage and use your site. And especially in the case where you're doing this on WooCommerce, it's because you're already offering people a reason to buy something on your site. If you were building a membership site that didn't require to use WooCommerce, if you were building a membership site just protecting content and you were using another plugin, this wouldn't be an issue. But you have a store, right? The underlying premise is that you have a store. And if you have a store, then logically, it means that you're going to want to incentivize or encourage your members. And to do that, you're going to want to potentially give them coupons. It's a big deal. It's really helpful. It keeps them coming back. So I'm gonna bring in one more extension that I really like, and it is my Smart Coupons extension. And with that, I'll be done installing plugins, right? Hopefully I've explained each one of these and what they do and why they do what they do so that you have a clear sense of whether or not you're going to need them for your site. But this is one of those things I think, when you already have a store and you're trying to sell things, one of the benefits that members have often is the ability to say, hey, if you're a member and you keep paying, I'm creating special coupons just for you, right? I did that recently with a client where we would charge them for the membership $50 a month, but we gave them a coupon for the store for $99 a month. And the nice thing about smart coupons is you can do all sorts of things like connect it to the subscription renewal. And that means that they only get it if they stay active. But you can also put a time limit on it, like it's only good for 30 days, which means you have to use this coupon this month. Next month, you'll get another one, right? And so that's really, really useful and powerful. So we have all of these set up. That's great. Now we need to build ourselves some of the stuff, some of the infrastructure we're going to need to be able to create our membership site. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to posts, and I am going to add a new category, right? This is an easy way for me to protect my content. And in this case, actually, I forgot I had categories here. So I have the coaching category. So we're going to use the coaching category, which is good news. And we're going to come over to groups, right? When we come to groups, what we're going to do is create a new group. So when I create the group, all I have to do is give it a name, right? So in this case, I'm going to call it my gold members, right? And these are the capabilities. Remember, I was telling you about that earlier. These are the capabilities that I want to be able to see. Now, the reality is, all I'm really wanting to do is make sure that they have the ability to view content. So I can, I can come all the way down and get to, I can read, private pages. I can read regular pages, right? I think I have a, I think it's just the read feature, right? I'm going to add that group. Okay, so gold members have read rights, right? I mean, this is pretty basic. I could add more capabilities. You're going to see how I use this in just a second, right? Because when I go over to this post, right, section, and I have one of these posts in here already. So here I have a post. You'll see that it has a whole bunch of text in it, right? Oh, I think there's even a video in there, right? And what you notice is I can enforce read access, right here. So what I want to do is I want to come find groups read posts. So that may be the feature that I need. Only groups users that have one of these capabilities, right, are allowed to read this post. And now that I've defined that groups read posts, that's the one I'm going to need to go set up over there. So I'm going to hit update over here. Right. So now the only people who can read this post are people that have this particular right. And now I'm going to come back over to groups. And here I'm going to edit this one. And over here, type groups read posts. So I'm going to give them that right. Okay. So because of that, now I'm saying gold members should be able to see that post, right? This is very good news. This is the core part. And of course you can do that. You can create your own capability, right? That's one of the things I didn't highlight here, but I can add a different capability in here, right? Anyone I want. So I could have called it gold capability, given gold members the gold capability, and then said, hey, in order for you to read this, you have to have the gold capability. So I could have done that. There's a lot of different ways I could have played that out. All I did here was just make sure that they had the rights that they needed. Now, that's awesome. That's great. But how do I get people into that group, right? Well, I need to go create a product. And you may have noticed when I went into my plugins section here, the first time I activated this subscriptions, it said, hey, do you want to create a subscription product, right? So we're going to do that now. We're going to go to products and we're going to say add a product. Now, if you know WooCommerce already, then you know that there is a standard approach to building products. You get to write text, you get to name it. There's all sorts of stuff you do with it. But the cool part is this part right here, right? You get lots of different kinds of products, right? And what we want is a simple subscription product. And so, that's great. We can also click on virtual to make sure that, we know, and as we're configuring it, that there's no shipping involved here. And so now you'll see that I get to define the subscription price. So let's say that for us, we're talking about $10 a month, okay? And we're not adding a sign-up fee. We're not adding a free trial. We're not changing the sale price. And right now, we haven't done anything with coupons, okay? So we've set a virtual product for $10 a month. We don't need to worry about inventory. We don't need to worry about linked products or attributes. Notice over here in advanced, I could put even more stuff, right? This is one of those options, allow a customer to have one active subscription to this product. So can they buy more than one? I'm going to leave that alone for now. But in the bottom one, you're going to notice, right, that when someone buys this product, I want to add them to gold members, right? Which makes sense because they're buying a gold membership. So as I do that, I'm saying, look, when you buy this product, you should also be put into this group. By definition, when you stop paying for this product, I want to remove you from this group. And that's what it says, as long as the subscription is active. So when they stop paying or when their card no longer is allows charges against it, they'll be, this subscription product will be ended, and then they will be removed automatically from this group, which is really, really helpful, right? Because I don't want them to have continued access, right? So I'm gonna hit publish right here. Of course, you'll notice that I haven't done anything. I haven't done anything in terms of restrictions. I want this product to be visible to everybody. I also haven't put in a lot of text here. I haven't put in a product image. So this is very, very simple. But what I've done is shown you how when someone buys a product, they get dropped into a group. And when they're dropped into a group, right, then the upside is that group has access to those posts, right? So let's go take a look at this product, for example, right? Here's my gold membership. It shows me at $10 a month. I can hit sign up now. When I go to hit sign up, it's going to ask me if I have a coupon. It's also going to give me all the standard fields that I need to create my account, right? And it's going to show me that it's $10 a month. And you'll notice this is PayPal. Why? Because I haven't configured, right, my payment processor, right? So I haven't set my gateway up. So when I come back over here to my settings, you're going to notice that when I go over to my, let's see, checkout, I'm going to see here, let's see, right, here are all my options, and you'll notice that I have some of these that are enabled, right? I don't want those enabled. I don't want PayPal enabled, but you see Stripe already shows that it can support recurring payments. So what I want to do is I want to go into these guys and make sure that each of these gateways are not enabled if I don't want them to be. For me, I don't want them to be. So I just go through each one of these and just make sure that they're not available. Again, there's lots of good reasons why you might want some of these in place. So no issue there. But for me, for right now, I want to make sure that we are not enabling anything except Stripe, right? And so when I go to checkout and I see all these different players, I can make sure that each one is set. I can here put credit card using with Stripe, enable test mode. Of course, they're going to want me to fill these fields in, right? But for now, I can leave those alone, right? The result should be, right, that when I go out to those products, and we'll come back over here to product, and we'll take a view of that product, right? When I go to sign up for this product, you'll notice now, right, because I haven't configured, right, because I haven't configured Stripe, it's not finding any available ones. So I'd have to spend more time configuring that. I'll come back to that later. I should have thought about that. But let's go back and talk about those coupons for just 1 second, right? So we go into WooCommerce and we go to Smart Coupons. And in Smart Coupons, what I want to do is I want to create coupons, right? And I want to create a particular kind of coupon, right? So what we're going to see here is that I want to create, let's see, no. Actually, I think I'm going to go, Yes, I want to add a coupon here. The smart coupon part that we'll use is later when we get into the WooCommerce settings. So what I want here is I want a discount, right? And in this case, I want a cart discount, just straight money. You could do differently. Look at you have a lot of different options, right? You can give them a percentage off, 10% off. You can do it for just a product, like $10 off that product or 15% off that product. You can do it for sign-up fees and everything else. I'm just going to do a regular straight one, and I'm going to put in, you get $25 off. What I want is I want the auto generation, and I want it valid for 30 days, all right? And we're gonna show you how this gets played out, particularly with that membership in just a second, right? So I have this thing that's valid for 30 days. It's $25 off your cart, whatever you want to buy, assuming I'm charging you. And in this case, you notice that this is more than the amount I'm charging you per month. That's the whole point, right? I'm saying you pay me $10 a month, but I'm giving you $25 worth of store credit every month, right? So of course you want to come by. Now that only makes sense if my products in the store have enough margin to support that $25 off, right? Just so we're clear. And of course, I need to, I think I blanked on this. I need to come in and name this coupon, right? So we're going to call this the gold coupon. So let's update that. And actually, I should probably, just to make coupons easier. Okay. And now we're going to come back over to our products. And we're going to come into our gold membership. We're going to come back over to coupons. All right. And see here, when I add my coupons, I'm picking the gold coupon and I'm saying, click this box to send the above coupons on each renewal order. So this is that little trick I was telling you about, right? When you have created this membership site, one of the tricks you can do is say, hey, every time you subscribe, every time you renew your subscription for another month, you get some sort of discount. Now, it doesn't have to be a coupon for your cart. It could be a product coupon, right? Like I was on a call earlier today talking with a group of folks, and they were asking about an event, like, could I get event discounts? You say, yeah, I'll give you, for a particular product called the event ticket, I can give you 20% off. Other people won't get that unless they're in this membership, right? So I just check that box, hit update, and every time someone renews, they will get sent that particular coupon, and it'll be good for 30 days. It'll expire, and then the next month they'll get another one. And that is how you build a membership site, right, on top of WooCommerce. You've seen all the parts, right? You could, of course, go back and add, and I'll just highlight this so that you are aware of it, right? When you go into settings, you have the ability to go into your emails and say, for new orders, for completed orders, for new accounts. Each one of these gives you an ability to manipulate the email, right? New renewal, right? So, or the completed renewal, all right? Or the invoice, right? Every one of these gives you the ability to manipulate the email, and there's a template, right? So you could go in and tweak and adjust that template, which is awesome, right? So you have a lot of additional things you could do to make that work. But this is the core basics for how you build a membership site with that little extra coupon feature sitting on top of WooCommerce. Thanks.